Welcome to Brewer Media. I'm Keely Arris, and today we have the privilege of speaking with Joe Jenkins. He is the founder and CEO of The Brave Effect and Unshackled Mindset. Yes. Joe is a member of the advisory committee for the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office and is certified in diversity, equity, and inclusion. He's dedicated to driving positive change within our community, particularly in the area of mental health and trauma support. Welcome to the show, Joe.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. But the first thing, so it's the reentry portion of the Hamilton County. So I work with them and with the reentry portion in Hamilton County. So I do serve on that committee.
I was reading about it and I had a hard time. I was like, how do I even narrow this down? He is involved and I love it. I love to see it. Just people putting their own time and energy into helping people. I love it. I love
and shout out to Hamilton County for having us and allowing us to be able to not only serve on the committee, but to be able to go in and inspire the men and women on the inside.
It is. I like it. We live in a good county. I think about that all the time. We talk to a lot of police officers. We talk to Mayor Tim Kelly every month. We talk to the fire department. They come in and it is. They do a lot of stuff that we don't have any clue about. And
Correct.
we got a great community we live in.
We do.
All right. Well, anyways, let's get on to the subject. Can you tell us a little bit about the Brave Effect and Unshackled Mindset and maybe that collaboration you guys have with Curve?
Okay. So the Brave Effect. So first of all, Brave, we are a reentry organization. We're targeted at reentry, but we kind of cap that and we overshadow that with lifestyle development. Okay. So and the reason that sticks out and is highly important because people, they're going to reenter. So it's no doubt about them reentering society. But do they have the lifestyle skills? Do they have lifestyle development? So we have our Power 4 effect, which we consider ourselves the antibiotic to the community. And through that Power 4 effect, people, they get what they need starting from the inside. So we want to target people's mindset, like what are you thinking? What are your plans? And then we offer, because everybody that comes through the Brave Effect, they must do 2 sessions of therapy with one of our licensed therapists, because that is a huge part that we believe is being left out, which kind of leads into what's going on this weekend.
I agree. I mean, a lot of the stories you hear of people, making those mistakes, it is because of their feelings. At the end of the day, a lot of that comes from you're upset and you're acting out as a kid, you know what I mean? And it's just a trickle down. So I love to hear that. It's perfect.
And if I could add to it, what goes on with that is a lot of us are passed down what I call generational survival, and in which trauma and all that stuff is wrapped up in there. So
I hear that. Speaking of addressing trauma and mental health,
let's go.
Your guys' work, it focuses a lot on addressing unresolved trauma. Can you explain, why is this such an important issue? I know you said it helps to tie that all together, but how does your organization approach it more specifically?
So that could be broad. So I like to, if we can we hone it into what's going on this weekend and with the youth and with the households, because a lot of times we in our community, we looking at the things that get highlighted the most are the violence that goes on in the community. And so how do we get down to that root cause? How do we tap in? And of course, it's within the households. And for us, we was looking at okay, you can serve a parent, but if you're not serving the child, then the child is being left out. Or if you serve the child and then the parent still kind of is living life in their own world and kind of not coming in, it's going against the grain, because the child in most cases will gravitate to what the primary care provider is doing. And so, but if we could hit them both at the same time, and a lot of times for us, I realize that can start with a simple apology. And a lot of times our households don't know how to say something as simple as, I'm sorry. I know it might seem like I picked the wrong dad or the wrong neighborhood. I was working with what I got, and maybe if I'd have listened, I would have waited to have children, but I don't want to not have you. But you just kind of got dealt the messed up hand or not a such planned out hand, and I'm sorry. Simple as that.
It's simple, but people don't do that, especially in families. And a parent apologizing to the child, that's just not something that we are used to in society as a whole, really. They say what is, and you just go with it. That's how it, so it's interesting to hear that perspective. It makes sense.
Yeah, because what happens is the child keeps carrying all that stuff in their backpack, and they never get. You do as I say. You don't question me. You this, that, and the other. You hush. What go on in this house? Stay in this house. And all that stuff is in that child's backpack. And while you're laying down the laws of the land, you're not realizing that you're continuing to pass down generational trauma and survival.
It causes anger too at the parent, because I've realized that, you hit like 30 years old and you're like, wait a minute, what were you doing? You know what I'm saying? And then you're mad about it, but you're not going to. So that's good. I love this. I love to hear these skills, because it seems simple, but I get it. It's definitely not the easiest thing to talk sometimes.
And to sit down and actually just to create that space to start off saying, hey, I'm sorry. And because I don't know what you may, just something that you may want to apologize to somebody about. I don't know, never have done it, but if you have somebody to lead you and you have that environment that can lead you there, like, that can help out a whole lot. And where it came about is we were sitting, my team, we went to the Curve. They had a violence summit, and I think it was like the second one that I had been to. And as we were sitting in there, I was listening, and I began to have the opportunity to interact with the youth and just kind of hear their thoughts and things like that. And I was like, whoa, what the city got going on here? That's dope. But how can we service that? Joe, how can you be intentional about being a part of this? Because if they had that to add to this, then now we can begin to heal, and at least we can begin to hear the children, because I'm not going to talk to you if you owe me an apology and you ain't did it.
I hear it.
Or if I feel like I'm granted one, like in need of one. So it's not always about what's right and what's wrong. It's about, can we just get past this, and how do we begin to heal from this?
Yeah. It's more like, how does it make you feel than it is whether it's right or wrong.
And does it make sense for the next 5 years? Like, so a lot of people want to argue, like, be so strong on getting that point across and just understanding, like, what's going on right now versus saying, look, I may have done something wrong here, and I'm sorry. And create a space for you to say, yeah, you did, and this is how I feel about it. And this is no judgment zone.
Yeah. I hear you. It makes sense. I mean, I think we all think these things, but it like you said, it's harder done than said, right?
Yes.
That's cool. I love the fact that you guys are doing that. So speaking of,
okay,
that's what this whole event that you guys got coming up this Saturday, it's the whole purpose, right?
Yes.
You guys call it Unpacking the Backpack. Let us know a little bit about that. I know it's Saturday, December 13th. Do you guys tell us more about like what the attendees can expect?
Okay, what they can expect is, first of all, when they come in, so we like to keep this intimate. So we do put up, and recording of it is prohibited, because a lot of things come out and people are sharing things from their life. So this is kind of, and it helps us, like, we just want to respect privacy as much as possible. We keep the attendees down, so we're not, we want people to sign up, but it's not like we're not trying to get 500 people in the room.
Yeah.
We want to impact, and we want people to get it. What they can expect is, for the first half, we're going to have a few panels. So on the panel, you're going to have myself, you'll have Ron King, you'll have Marcus Price. And that's on the first panel, and we'll be addressing things, just pretty much dealing with trauma and getting things out, and what it's like for it was like for us to unpack our backpacks. Like, when I came home from prison, and a lot of people know that I've served over 13 years in federal prison. There was a lot of things that I still came home with in my backpack, and I had to have a conversation with my mom on how I felt about some things, and just looking back over the years. So that's one thing. And then we also going to move to the Curve. They're going to have a session where they're going to discuss some things, like when they come in contact with people, those who work for the city, when they come in contact with people, like, how are they identifying those that are, affected by trauma? And, then what's their next step with that, and what do they do next? Then we will also have licensed therapists. We'll have Jay Armstrong, as well as Dr. Lamar Henderson. They'll be on board, and they're going to have a part where they're going to speak on some things. And what we really love about this is we do a demonstration, a real live, true demonstration, to show people what it's like to go to therapy. So it's a real live therapy session is not practiced. It's never been done before. The last one we did, my daughter and I sat on the sofa together, and I shared some things and apologized for some things. This time, my mother is going to the sofa with me.
Aw.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I love that. I love to see the passion you have about this. You light up talking about helping these people. And I feel like it's got to be from experience. Like you felt this relief yourself.
Yes, well, it started off rocky because our culture is not used to therapy, but I think I'm good. I've been winning my family over, and most of them have began to go to therapy, and they understand like unpacking that backpack. And it's not always about getting the answer; it's about getting relief. You may some people who they have an issue with are dead and gone. But where's that space for them to create in order to get that out of their backpack? And so we just want to show people how to, release those things so that they could be healthier in their lifestyles. You could bring children, they could bring anger down. Like, Mom, you finally did. Like, you've been introducing me to all the wrong stuff and you never said sorry. But every time I come in here or get in trouble with school, you want to beat my head down on what I'm supposed to be doing. Well, last time I checked, you doing a whole lot of stuff you ain't supposed to be doing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if we're going to be honest, like, Mom, you're not living the life that you're telling me to live in. It's unfair. Mm-hmm. And at least can you acknowledge it? It's like taking accountability.
Mm-hmm. I love it. This is interesting. I feel like I could talk to you all day, but we gotta cut this short. Can you tell us a little bit like where they can find some more information?
Yes, so they can find more information on all of on my social media platforms. It's the Brave Effect. You can just tap in. We're gonna on those pages. We have our flyers. You hit the QR code. You register. Please understand that every parent is required to come with a child. Every parent is required because there's no purpose if we're not getting it. We need to hit the family. That is the important thing. It's going to be at the Family Justice Center. It's going to be this Saturday from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Lunch will be served. We're going to have a great host. It's a great time. And if you have a preferred type of tissue that you like to wipe your eyes with, then bring that because you're going to need some.
All right. Thank you so much, Joe. Thanks for sharing your passion, of course, and expertise with us. If our listeners want to learn more about that Brave Effect, Unshackled Mindset, or attend that Unpacking the Backpack event this Saturday, again, that website.
The website is thebraveeffect.org, and I want to give a huge shout out to the city of Chattanooga and Curve for being willing, as well as First Baptist Cares with Dr. Terry Ladd. Just thank you so much for being willing to come together and partner just to make this happen for the community, because one man can't do it alone.
Yeah, it takes a village, and we have a good one here in Chattanooga, I'm telling you. Yes. All right, remember Unpacking the Backpack. It is this Saturday, December 13th. Don't miss this opportunity. Take that first step towards healing and growth and being just together with the family, especially right now in the holidays. It is so important to just love on one another and make sure that we fall onto our family. And this seems like a great way to bring everybody closer. Thank you so much. And thanks again for tuning in to Brewer Media Group.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Yes.